He was the loudest critics of celebrities taking Saudi money. But when that same opportunity came his way, the standards seemed to change. Let's break down the contradiction.
Usher, Beyonce, and Mariah Carey actually did private New Year's gigs for $1 million. Did New Year's gigs for Gaddafi's kids. Can you fucking believe that? How much fucking money do you need to make? You know? You're gonna take a gig where you're gonna go dance like a goddamn fucking clown for a mass murderer's kids? And then you take that fucking blood money and what he's done. You couldn't remember that he claimed he was behind the Pan Am bombings that killed fellow Americans? The fuck is wrong with you?
The Royals loved the show. Everyone was happy. The people that were doing the festival were thrilled. And, it was just this great positive thing. And I got to tell you, just to be a part of that was fucking amazing. And the comedians that I've been talking to just saying, like, dude, you can feel it. They wanted it. So it was a mind-blowing experience. Definitely top 3 experiences I've ever had.
All right, so after years of Bill Burr trashing celebrities for taking blood money and railing against billionaires and ranting about wealth inequality, he decided to go to Saudi Arabia and accept money from the royal family, who are known for using modern slave labor, which he's being paid not to mention and help cover up. You know, when he got back, he only talked about how amazing Saudi Arabia was. So he went from saying billionaires need to be put down like rabid dogs to taking money from a trillionaire family that's known for human rights violations and modern slavery and will kill citizens that speak out against them. So I don't think it gets more hypocritical than that. But as we know, obviously money talks, and it turns out Bill will drop his morals and destroy his reputation and credibility for $1.5 million. And now he's just getting cooked for it. People are so pissed at him and everyone doing the festival. Like, this has become a pretty big controversy, but out of everyone, Bill was definitely the most shocking for people. I mean, I don't think anybody is that surprised to see Tom Segura and Andrew Schultz taking the gig. So Bill, he's taking the most shit for this, you know, especially because of how hard he's just trashing the ruling class not too long ago. Like, I don't know how...
Yeah, I mean, if you saw that picture, there was a lot of celebrities there. I mean, a lot of comedians. There's Dave Chappelle, Kevin Hart. There was a lot there. But the reason why he is getting so much backlash is because he's been so vocal and been so hypercritical of other people doing it. So it's a huge contradiction, and that's kind of why people are so mad at him, and nobody's saying anything to the other celebrities.
You could go from saying billionaires need to be put down to...
If you're into breakdowns where public standards meet real life decisions, hit that subscribe button so you get more videos like this.
Taking money from the Saudi royal family in less than a year. And it's not like Bill's career was falling apart and he desperately needs the money. I mean, he's already loaded.
My new perspectives, there's nothing wrong with being a billionaire, but if somebody is working 40 hours a week, 160 hours a month, and they can't make their rent, you're not paying them enough money. Maybe you should just be worth 900 million. Like, how does a CEO take a 8-figure bonus and none of your employees have dental insurance? They can't even go out and get a filling.
Tired of hearing about people going to bed worried about what's going to happen next week. There is so much fucking money in this country, and there's so much work being done, you know. And if you work a full fucking week at a job, you should be able to pay your fucking rent. You shouldn't have to go out and get a fucking job and still be struggling. It's bad for the country. At least these fucking billionaires, they need to be put down. You know, like fucking rabid dogs. They're like rabid with fucking greed and just going out and just dividing everybody.
So I have a feeling we probably won't hear him talk like that anymore. And if he does, everyone's just going to clown on him. There's no way people will take him seriously. I mean, he's just shameless. And he must have thought people wouldn't have really paid attention to the festival and it wouldn't have been that big of a deal because this is such a bad look. And it was kind of under the radar until a few weeks ago when other comedians started calling him out. And then this clip of Shane Gillis went viral where he was talking about how he's turned down multiple offers. And now this story has gotten a ton of attention and everyone's commenting on it. And people are really disappointed in Bill Burr especially.
Everyone's like, yeah, you should do it. Everyone's doing it. It's like, for Saudis?
Yeah.
Weren't those the 9/11 guys?
So I thought.
Aren't they exactly the 9/11 guys?
Now, there's a lot of drips, killjoys, and dweebazoids who are saying, oh, they shouldn't do comedy over there because it's whitewashing a regime that just in June killed a journalist and killed Jamal Khashoggi and played a big role in 9/11. Shut up. Name one comedian who hasn't whored themselves out to a dictator.
Incredibly lonely it can feel to look around and see people you used to admire and respect cave and show up in Saudi Arabia to take a check and abandon even the most basic principles they always claim to hold. These people have failed to employ the most basic common sense and critical thinking, and others have decided to cynically accept money in exchange for whitewashing and BS. At the same time, these same people claim to be progressive here in the United States.
I have to tell you, I really think that Bill Burr sort of fucked up here, bro. I really think he fucked up. This person said, hey, did you know that Bill Burr is going to the Saudi Arabia Comedy Festival, the Riyadh Comedy Festival? And I said, that can't be true. No, that's not true. Is it? No, that's not true. Come on. Turns out it is, y'all.
They've sold their soul. They've sold their ability to talk about shit. You're fucking hypocrites now. And everything you say is to be looked at through the lens of taking millions of dollars from slave owners.
And also, obviously, part of the deal for these free speech warrior comedians is they can't say anything bad about the Saudi family, culture, government, religion, and I'm sure a ton of other stuff. And even before they went there, they weren't allowed to criticize any of that on their own podcast in America. Like Tim Dillon originally accepted an offer, and he started ranting about how they use slave labor on his podcast, and that got him fired. So these comedians have to censor themselves and just say positive things about Saudi Arabia. They're basically Saudi shills now. Like, as soon as Chris DiStefano got there, they put a camera in his face and made him talk about how much he loves Saudi Arabia.
I'm loving this country so far. I've been here for about 10 hours. I've eaten more food than you can imagine. I want to know.
That's interesting. So it's not even a one-time payment. Here you go. It's an ongoing thing where even when you come back, you can't say anything hypercritical or negative on your podcast. That is very fascinating. I didn't know that. I thought it was a one-time deal, one-time check.
What I can do to become a Saudi citizen. My first time ever. I've never even been to the Middle East. But when I'm here now, I literally am like, why did I never want to come here? I wish I would have come here 10 years ago. I want to hopefully, I'd like to start another family in the Middle East and not tell my family back home. I'd like to live two lives.
This is obviously what the festival is mostly about, just them doing positive PR for Saudi Arabia. So these comedians will never live this shit down. Like, every comedian that didn't do it is just going to be busting their balls about it, especially the ones that turned down offers, which is going to be great. You know, I'm looking forward to that. I mean, Bill Burr needs to be roasted for...
Yeah, especially the ones who turned down offer. Because it's one thing to criticize the other comedians if you didn't even get a chance, if you didn't even get an offer, you know what I mean? But if the comedians, there's comedians out there that got an offer, said no, they stuck to their guns on their values and beliefs in that instance, they're gonna have a field day with it, and they're gonna have a field day.
Like, other than Chris, he might be shilling the most so far. It sounds like he really wants to do more gigs there. Like, he does not give a fuck. I mean, he's getting a ton of backlash. His fans are so disappointed. All his comments are negative, and people want to hear what he has to say about it. And he did address it on the most recent episode, but he just talked about how amazing it was and how it's the best thing he's ever done, which is exactly what the Saudis want. Like, this is why they're really paying him. And he obviously wants to keep doing gigs there and making $1.5 million a show. So, of course, he's going to go all out shilling for the Saudis.
Of Saudi Arabia is what I've seen, like, on the news. I literally think I'm going to fucking land... You know, and everybody's going to be screaming, death to America. And they're going to have like fucking machetes and want to like chop my head off, right? Because this is what I've been fed about that part of the world, right? And we're flying over it. It's nothing but like these long roads and sand. It's like nothing. And I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck did I get myself into? And then we land and everybody's just regular. They're dressed different, but they're regular. Like people just shooting the shit. Hey, how you doing? You know, welcome. We're saying, hey, we know we're happy to be here. And we're driving around, and then I'm just like going like, I thought this place was going to be like really tense. And I'm thinking like, is that a Starbucks? Next to a Pete's Coffee? Next to a Burger King? Next to a McDonald's? Next to a Pizza Hut? Next to a Dunkin' Donuts? Next to a Krispy Kreme? Next to a Cheesecake Factory? Next to a KFC?
Imagine going to like another country and just like running through like the drive-through the same foods that are in America. You know what? Eat no local cuisine. Like, yeah, we'll just go hit up the Mickey D's and the Burger King.
Next to a Chili's? They got a fucking Chili's over here? Then we go into the mall because I want to get my kids something. There was a Timberland store. I could have bought Timberlands like I was in Brooklyn, New York. And then there's advertisement for like boxing and fucking Formula One and MotoGP and golf and all of this stuff. And I was like, oh. And then it just struck me as funny. It's like, they're eating this shit too. They're going to have to get some bigger fucking clothes. They're going to end up looking like us. So, I go down to do the show, right? And they say, all right, the front 2 rows is going to be all diplomats in these padded seats. And then up top, the royals are going to be there. And I could just feel like these fucking people, the people, okay, they want a fucking show. You could feel it. I was talking to the other comics. You could feel it. They wanted you to push, right? It was really fucking exciting. So I go up on stage and I start doing my shit and they're fucking into it. Everything's going good. And I'm not going to lie to you. I'm checking out the diplomats as I'm doing this stuff and they're all fucking laughing. All right, so I'm going to push a little farther. And all of a sudden I start getting in the zone. This is really amazing. And it was just this great exchange of energy, right? So the Royals loved the show. Everyone was happy. The people that were doing the festival were thrilled. And yeah, it was just this great positive thing. And I got to tell you, just to be a part of that was fucking amazing. And the comedians that I've been talking to just saying like, dude, you can feel it. They wanted it. They wanted it. They wanted you to like the people want. Like,
He's getting crushed in these comments. Getting crushed on these comments.
You know, they go online and they see it. They want to like see real stand-up comedy. So it was a mind-blowing experience. Definitely top 3 experiences I've ever had.
And some of the comments on this podcast have almost as many likes as the podcast, which is a bad sign. And it has almost 80% dislikes. So he's just getting destroyed here. And like someone said in this podcast, Bill tells us about how Saudi Arabia is not bad because they have American fast food. And would you take a gig in the U.S. where you're not allowed to make fun of Trump? And Bill hates billionaires, but only if they're not paying him. And all his comments on Instagram are the same. So I think a lot of people are done with him. I mean, his career will probably be fine. You know, his career in Hollywood will be fine. But it sounds like a lot of the fans of his podcast and fans of what he's been saying the past year about billionaires and wealth inequality are probably done with him. But let me know what you guys think. And if
It's easy to publicly criticize, but living by those same standards, especially when the opportunities in your face, is a whole different animal. If you enjoy breakdowns like that, check out the other videos in my Age Badly series.